apparently we have Mario sounds in the background.
What?
Hey guys! Welcome to Talking Time with Caffeine, the only podcast where we drink caffeine and we talk about the world's issues. I had originally another topic planned for today, but things changed and that topic will be pushed to next week.
Oh god.
Today, we are between an argument between disagreement between Snick and Mario. Got me thinking. Voice chat. Over in the seasons of the podcast, I've used Hangouts, I've used Skype, I've just used whatever.
And Brandon's gone. God damn it.
And there's a...
Oh, welcome back.
And these people... And I've seen an argument between Mario and Snick about Discord and stuff. So I was thinking, what's this better? Voice chat software, video chat software. Is one better? Is one suck enough not to get? Who knows? We're gonna find out tonight.
Brandon,
but first,
sorry to interrupt. Brandon, did you say Skype crashed?
Mm-hmm.
I'll keep that in mind.
But first, I think Snick has a topic of his own about who is a superior or in his case worst YouTuber.
So yeah, you'll notice frequently I talk about two infamous people on the internet, Chris Chan and Darkside Phil. And when I really thought about it, the two of them are eerily similar. They're essentially both man-children who are in their 30s, and they basically feel super entitled. They don't like taking any kind of criticism, and they blow all of their money on crap they don't need, and basically at the end of the day care about no one but themselves. But I'm really wondering exactly who is worse.
Darkside Phil.
Well, that's an easy answer.
Yeah, I definitely believe Darkside Phil is definitely worse than Chris Chan, but there's a lot of reasons for it. Like, what do all of you think based on what you know about the two of them?
All I know about them is what you tell me, because I don't watch either one of them.
Well, I don't watch any of them directly either. I only follow Chris through the Chris Chan wiki, and I only follow Darkside Phil through the Sons of Kojima and all the This Is How You Don't Plays. And the thing is...
I only follow Chris and Phil through Stick 1990.
So the thing is, I don't criticize them because, I think it's funny. It's just that people try to help them all the time, and the two of them always shit on the people that try to help. But the thing is, probably the only advantage I can see with Phil versus Chris is that Phil actually can take care of himself. Because think about it. Chris refuses to work. He doesn't want to get a job or anything like that. I mean, Phil is like that too, but that's because he claims YouTube is his quote-unquote business. Seriously, I cringe anytime he calls it that.
Well, I mean,
YouTube kind of is a business.
Well, to be fair though, I doubt any employer is going to want Chris Chan on board with anything.
Well, no one's going to want Phil either.
Well, Phil has a better chance, though, because while he is a little bit of a prick, at least he can actually, do everyday tasks. Chris, on the other hand, that would be way harder. Not to mention that there would be a lot of sexual assaults, even if they're verbal.
Isn't being a YouTube prick kind of... real fast. Isn't being a YouTube prick kind of the thing on YouTube now, or at least it was?
No, Phil is literally a prick.
Oh.
No, the thing with Phil is that you say that Chris would always be doing sexual assaults and all that. The thing
I didn't say always, but I said he would.
Well, the thing with Phil is that he's never been caught doing sexual assaults or anything like that, but the thing is, his sense of humor is based... Let's just say that he would always make lewd comments about any women he came across. Only because he thinks it's funny, like a little 2-year-old.
So is he the reason SJWs exist? Did he create them?
Like, we could say that people like Phil are partially responsible for the existence of SJWs.
Fuck him, then.
Yeah,
I mean,
but yeah.
Do we have any proof, though, that he does it in, like, real-life situations, not just in, like, when he's playing a video game?
I don't know, because, first of all, Phil, like Chris, is a bit of a recluse. Like, there's not much record of him going out and... Well, actually, with Chris, there's plenty of record going out of him going out into public. Phil, on the other hand, there's barely any record of him attending public events. And part of that reason is because he always stays home to make videos for his business. In fact, it was even judging from the thing about Phil is that he constantly live streams and freely gives away public information in a similar fashion to Chris. And it was actually through one of these stupid live streams, it was actually revealed that Phil skipped the wedding of his ex-girlfriend's brother just so he could play Fallout 4.
Wow.
Though, of course, Phil tried to lie and claim that the wedding was actually the following week, even though Phil actually, in his first mention of the wedding, he claimed he gave the correct date, and a public record for where the wedding was taking place verified that Phil's original date was correct. And that's another thing. Phil is a bit more of a good liar. Emphasis only on a bit good, because the thing is, Phil is always caught on his lies, because there's always video evidence of him stating the contrary.
Yeah.
Chris, on the other hand, is a pretty bad liar. Because recently, Chris was actually trying to make advances on an animator or an artist for the channel Planet Dolan. And when this artist actually banned him from her Twitter, Chris actually made an alternate account called Nightstar or something, whatever numbers, and basically Nightstar is what he calls his pwn.
I'm sorry, what? He calls it what?
He calls it a pwn version of himself, Nightstar.
Oh, pony version of himself. Whoever's having a lot of background noise, could you please mute or reduce your mic?
Can't do anything about it, Adam.
Oh, Brandon turned it to Phil. Lovely.
Well, could you at least turn it down or mute?
I can't do anything about it, Adam.
Well, why can't you mute your mic?
Why would I?
Because if you don't, then Schnick is gonna be cut out.
He's not cutting out for me.
But he is for me, and that's very bad. If he's cutting out on my end, then nobody on the stream can hear it at all. That's the problem.
Okay.
Okay, so instead of muting his mic, he just leaves. Okay.
Maybe you imitate my freaking Rugrats in Paris video, I swear to God.
He could have just muted the mic, but okay.
Like I said, Brandon became Phil for a minute. Lovely.
Time for redoing.
But anyways, so Chris, he loves My Little Pony because he's in a phase where he wants to be a trans woman. So he made a pony version of himself, a My Little Pony version of himself that he named Nightstar. Sure enough, after the Planet Dolan artist banned him from her Twitter account, a Twitter account by the name of Nightstar alongside a random set of numbers. I can't say what the numbers are, but came to Chris's defense.
His internet is dead.
Yeah,
Whose internet is dead, Brandon?
Yeah, that seems a little bit too coincidental, if you ask me.
So anyways, Chris and his Nightstar account... No, so, an account with the name Nightstar came to Chris's defense, saying, oh, Chris did nothing wrong, Chris did nothing wrong. And Chris even tried to salvage the situation by thinking that the artist banned him because she didn't like being harassed by the trolls. So Chris even went as far as saying, attack me, not her. Not realizing he was the problem. But anyways, he later publicly admitted that the Nightstar account was his own.
Oh my god.
And then, yeah, he was basically talking to himself and coddling himself. And then it gets better. So, Chris ended up getting into contact with another member of the Planet Dolan crew. And the main reason why the Planet Dolan crew thought Chris was creepy is because he constantly referred to the female members of the crew as either dear or darling.
Oh, wow.
So, when he contacted the second member, she knew everything that he was doing before and was encouraging him to leave. And Chris ended up getting into a big argument about how he was trying to use dear and darling in a neutral sense and not a romantic sense, but it led to a heated argument, and it eventually resulted in Chris unfollowing the Planet Dolan crew member, and she banned him too.
Oh, wow.
And you're not going to believe this. The Nightstar account started defending Chris again.
After he said...
After he said that it was his own account.
Oh my god.
So Chris is not a very good liar. And that's not the only case of something like that happening. So in the old classic days of Chris Chan, he would frequently go to public supermarkets or department stores and would hold what he called an attraction sign, basically trying to solicit sex from women that pass by.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah, he did that. He legit had a sign that says, I'm looking for a boyfriend-free girl that's... Oh, here are my requirements. You have to be my age, and he would list whatever age he was at the time. Oh, you have to be white, you have to be thin, you can't be autistic, like all these different requirements. He would hold the sign and try to woo over women that way.
God damn.
And so I don't know if it was Walmart or Target. I think it was Target. The manager of whatever restaurant they had in the Target saw Chris with his attraction sign and told him that he shouldn't be doing that in public and he would have to leave. So, and when Chris refused, the manager of the restaurant went to go get the manager of the entire store. And when the manager of the whole store came back, Chris had ditched the sign and tried to pretend he never had it.
Wow.
He ended up getting banned.
Oh my god.
And then the infamous macing the GameStop store employee incident. Thing is, when Chris did that, he had actually been banned from that GameStop previously. So he went in with a disguise. You know what the disguise was?
What?
A pair of My Little Pony sunglasses. That's it.
Oh my god, are you fucking kidding me? Is this some
That's all
fucking
he
Jesse
wants.
and James shit?
Oh my god, like putting on sunglasses. Oh, it's just like Clark Kent's Superman.
Oh, Chloe's in chat.
Oh wow.
I'm Clark Kent.
By the way,
I'm Superman.
by the way, Shanick,
Clark
you're gonna
Kent.
hate what she's putting in the
Superman.
chat.
What, she put it in the chat? Oh, I see. She's doing the Tobin thing. Yeah, whatever.
Welcome. Hey, so Chloe,
Oh no.
what? So are you done with your topic now, or is that still going?
Well, I didn't really fully discuss why I think Darkseid Phil's worse than Chris Chan. Like, the thing that makes Chris, about Chris, that where you could theoretically cut him a little bit of slack, is that he truly does not know any better. Because the thing is, he does have autism, and he never really got proper treatment for it because of how much his parents coddled him. So, truth is, he is not really self-sufficient. Sure, he could still go, he still theoretically could go and get help, but stubbornly refuses to do so. And the thing is, anytime things don't go his way, his reactions tend to be a bit more on the defensive, and let's just say he acts a bit more childlike. Like, he never follows up on what he's gonna do, on what he threatens to do. He's creepy, and he's shown that he's been arrested numerous times, but
Sorry to do this, but
Huh.
don't
Sorry.
ban because that's one of our freaking viewers.
I didn't ban. I just timed her out a little bit.
Yeah.
I put her in the corner.
But yeah, so the thing about Phil is that, as far as we can tell, he has no mental disorder. I mean, some people have argued that he might be a sociopath, but he was never formally diagnosed with anything. He theoretically should know better. And the thing is, Chris at least will, in the most severe of cases, or maybe not so much the most severe of cases, but on some occasions, Chris will admit to wrongdoing. And, I mean, sure, there are several occasions, like his banning from the game place, where he did not feel he was in the wrong at all. But at the same time, that was kind of in the past, and nowadays, he will admit to wrongdoings, but he completely misunderstands why he's in the wrong. Like, that's the thing. Like, Chris is willing to admit when he's wrong, but the problem is that because he doesn't understand social cues, he doesn't understand what he did wrong. Like, for instance, the thing that got him to break up with his longest-lasting girlfriend was when he drew a pic. Trolls were accusing him of being gay. He ended up drawing a really explicit photo of himself fingering a girl.
Wow.
People were, a lot of people were shocked, because the thing in his little Sonichu comic, he has an imaginary sister. A lot of people thought the girl he was fingering was the imaginary sister. He responds with, "Oh no, that's my real-life girlfriend, Megan."
Oh my god. That's fucking stupid.
She saw this, and she was offended. She tried to cut contact with him. And Chris, he understood he did something wrong. But instead of thinking the obvious, that he shouldn't have drawn a picture of his then friend in such an sexually explicit way, like, you would think that's what he would think, but no. He thought he was in the wrong because he didn't properly explain to her what a hand job was.
Oh my. Miscommunication.
You can call it that.
I guess.
So yeah, that's the thing with Chris. He just misunderstands a lot of things. Phil clearly knows everything that he's doing is wrong, yet he never wants to confess to it. And the thing is, Phil is a lot more malicious. Chris, you'll only really tick him off if you really press his buttons. Phil, all you have to do is simply disagree with him, and he will fly it. He will be set off. Like, I read one comment recently, from a guy who was watching his Assassin's Creed Syndicate playthrough. Phil was going on a really long pre-stream tirade about meaningless stuff. And one guy in the comments of his stream was asking, Phil, if it's not asking too much, can you please start the game soon? Phil's like, shut the fuck up, you're banned.
Oh my god. Fucking dictator.
Yeah, he is basically a dictator. If you so much as speak against him in any way, shape, or form, he will ban you. He will call you out. He might even get his rabid fan base to dox you or whatever.
Oh god! Oh god! When they watch a game on a game stream.
Yeah, exactly. And the thing is, anytime Phil plays games, he never admits any wrongdoing. If he sucks at a game, he will blame basically anything but himself. He'll blame frame rate. He'll blame his controller. He'll blame input lag. He'll call everything a game bug. He'll call everything a beginner's trap. One of the more idiotic things he did in his Resident Evil Code Veronica series was that, for no reason whatsoever, he put away every single item in Chris's inventory, and he proceeded as Chris, had to play a section as Claire, and then when you switched back to Chris, you were immediately thrown into a boss fight, and he was like, oh, how was I supposed to know there was a boss? It's a beginner's trap! The game sucks! When, logically, when you're playing a fucking Resident Evil game, you have to keep a weapon with you at all times. Wow. Even if it's just a knife.
So then what happens?
So yeah. What?
So then what happens?
Anytime people in the stream chat have the balls to call him out, saying you shouldn't have done that, he will say, "Fuck you! How was I supposed to know that? How was I wrong?" And he'll ban anyone who disagrees.
How does he have fans still?
They're probably bullies just like him. See, that's the one thing that separates Phil from Chris. Even though Chris is not a very good person, I have a hard time. I personally do not see Chris as a bully. He doesn't act... Unlike Phil, who always... I mean, both of them love stroking their ego, but Phil will actively seek out anyone who who disagrees with him, point them out, make fun of them, harass them and whatnot. Chris, on the other hand, doesn't do that quite as much from what I can see. Chris only does things to further whatever his current interests are. And the thing is, Chris does want to be so... Even though... The thing... Oh, let me rephrase. Chris at least attempts to be social. Phil does not want to be social.
Why does he even have comments?
What?
Why even have comments enabled in the first place then?
I do not know.
To look popular?
All I know is that I think you could say, because Phil pretends that he likes getting feedback. The only feedback he welcomes are people that praise him endlessly. And it's been shown that Phil does not give a shit about his fans at all. Chris, on the other hand, if you agree with Chris, he will give you respect back. Like, that's the thing with Chris, that where he gets a little bit of credit. As long as you stroke Chris's ego, yeah, he'll be nice to you. I mean, he won't really, if you don't really talk about his current interests, then he won't have much to say to you. But the thing is, Chris at least maintains some level of respect towards the people who genuinely like him. With Phil, he disrespects everybody. He legit does not care about anyone but himself. In fact, reportedly, there was one point where Phil got a tweet from a guy that said that his mom was sick and he was having a really tough time and that watching Phil's videos made him feel better. Phil ignored it.
Wow.
Phil completely ignored it, but immediately after, someone else posted a question asking about his streaming schedule, and Phil promptly responded to that. And then when an opposer of Phil went to the original person talking about his sick mom and expressed his condolences, Phil lashed out at the guy, calling him a dang dirty troll, more or less.
Well, the guy whose mom was sick, the guy who...
No, to the guy who expresses condolences.
What the hell? That's stupid.
But then we get to the really shady shit. He originally did a short-lived series called Project 7 with former friends of his. It was reported that, and the thing is, Phil actually did a fundraiser to resurrect Project 7 on his own, but once he got all the money from the funding and he reached his goal, he basically took the money and ran, saying, "Oh, Project 7's postponed indefinitely." And more recently, he said, "Oh, people have to move on. That was years ago. Why are you still harping about that?"
Kind of like when Nia Sarkeesian did with her project.
Yeah, except Phil was a complete douche about it. You can argue maybe Anita was taking that money to other projects elsewhere. Phil, he just took that money and spent it on useless shit. And really, one thing you'll notice is that Phil freaking hates when people bring up his misadventures in the past. Like once during a Mortal Kombat X stream, one guy he was playing brought up an incident where his girlfriend was lashing out at KH fans during a KH1 live stream he was doing, and Phil ended up yelling at everybody like an authoritative parent, saying, "Oh, you're gonna yell at my girlfriend, you're being immature or not acting your age, so now you get no chat. How about that?" So the guy who was playing in Mortal Kombat X was like, "So why'd you do that in your KH1 stream?" And then Phil's like, "Oh, fuck this guy. He's talking about something that happened 2 years ago. What a loser." And here's the big irony. Phil keeps claiming all his detractors have to move on from the past, except he constantly brings up his achievements from the past. Legit, he never lets go of the fact that at an EVO tournament in 2005, I believe, he actually came in 4th place at a tournament for a bugged Street Fighter 2 port.
Yippee.
Yeah, he keeps bringing that up. He always brings up his legacy and how he started his business back in 2008.
Oh my
and yeah, he never lets go of his own accomplishments, yet all of his failures you're not allowed to bring up. Then
you can only bring up the past if I say you can.
Exactly. And then we get to the shady shit that happened on the original Project 7. It was reported that Phil didn't put a whole lot of work into Project 7. All he really did was just come up with basic ideas, whereas his friend John Rambo was doing more of the work. Or was his name John Rambo? I think so. But, yeah, everyone thought John Rambo was the best part of Project 7, and people think that Phil's ego was not being stroked by that, and that's why he decided to cancel part of his reasoning in canceling Project 7, because he realized, oh, people weren't there for him. And it was reported that Phil had actually taken most of the money made from Project 7, including merchandise, and he ended up spending it on statues and a new BMW for himself, instead of putting it into more Project 7. And Phil lied and claimed that, oh, all my friends who worked on me worked with me with Project 7, I offered to pay them, but they said no, we just want to have fun. When in fact, Phil never brought up the fact that he could have paid them. He just kept all the profits for himself. And it was also Phil also tried to claim responsibility for many of the different ideas that were actually put forth by his friends. And ultimately, when Phil moved away from Connecticut to Washington, one of his friends was going to go out on a date with his girlfriend, but he had to cancel the date when Phil claimed that he had to come to a going-away party stream. And wow. Phil claimed, oh, if you don't come, that just solidifies we're not friends. So he had to go. His friend did. They do the stream. Phil goes to Washington and proceeds to never contact him ever again.
Oh my god.
And another sickening thing was that a supposed friend of Phil who played in Street Fighter tournaments with him had died. His former Project 7 friends actually texted Phil to let him know about the guy's death. Phil didn't respond. You know what Phil did? He made a video talking about the subject, and he monetized it. He decided to make money off the death of someone who was supposedly his friend. And I thought iJustine monetizing a help end malaria video was sick.
Huh.
Yeah. But recently, Phil, I thought Chris was on a huge downward spiral. Chris has surprisingly made a bit of a comeback. People thought that Chris was just going to resort to e-begging. No. He actually resumed work on his Sonichu comic and is actually getting commissions on it. So, at the very least, he's kind of working for his money and not just... I mean, sure, he still blows it on useless shit, but at least he's kind of putting effort forward. Phil, on the other hand, he went into the biggest... This year, he went into such a downward plunge. A lot of people... The only reason I keep track of both Phil and Chris is to see what happens when the inevitable downward plunge ends. Phil, his downward spiral has actually been very interesting in the past year. In March, he ended up giving away his YouTube analytics. I probably mispronounced that, my mistake, but basically, he gave away how much money he made with YouTube. As a result, since he broke his contract, the terms of his contract, his partner company, Machinima, let him go. And he had
Phil was part of Machinima?
He was.
I don't remember that. How did he even do that?
Supposedly, when Machinima was like on top of the YouTube world, somehow Phil had a friend that got connected with them. Somehow, excuse me.
Lucky bastard.
Yeah, but so he had a Machinima partnership, and he lost it because he stubbornly posted his ad revenue from YouTube, like everything he made. He did it in a whining rant about how YouTube was giving him less money because YouTube sucks.
Huh.
Of course, and months later, he would lie. During a Friday the 13th stream, when he happened to be playing with people who recognized him, he was calling them immature children for pointing out several incidents, because the thing is, Phil has been caught in numerous incidents. Probably the most infamous incident was when he was playing the Neo Alpha demo, and he was caught fapping on stream. So during his Friday the 13th live stream a year later, people who recognized him brought up the incident, and they were like, they also note how he had first of all, another thing is that he had a girlfriend who was also a YouTuber by the name of Panda Lee. Panda Lee was not shown to be a very good person either, and she exhibited a lot of traits similar to Chris. No, not Chris, Phil. She exhibited a lot of traits similar to Phil, but she was still considered preferable to Phil, because at the very least she was shown to at least have empathy for things. Like, for instance, that wedding that Phil made her skip, she seemed genuinely excited to reconnect with her brother, and Phil put a stop to that. And it was also reported that during a Star Wars Battlefront livestream, Panda Lee was apparently sick in bed, but that wasn't stopping Phil from making her get out of bed to cook him dinner. Like, Panda Lee never did stuff like that to Phil. In fact, during a Godfather the game playthrough, Phil opened a door without taking cover and got gunned down by enemies. He was like, "Oh, the game put a beginner's trap. This game is shit." But then Panda Lee's like, "No, you're an idiot. Why wouldn't you have taken cover?"
Huh.
And then he's like, "It was a beginner's trap." And then you're like, "That was so stupid." Yeah, the game designers are so stupid. Like, basically, Phil's trying to talk over her. And yeah, so Panda Lee at least had a bit more respect. And then ultimately what sealed the fate of their relationship was an incident where she had a panic attack at work. And so bad, she had to go to the emergency room. And Phil ended up leaving a stream he was doing to go to the hospital and see her. And when he came back, he went on a long tirade about everything that had happened. Everything. And at the end, Phil very rarely expressed actual concern for Panda Lee's well-being. In fact, he expressed more concern about, "Oh, I have to get the car from Panda Lee's work. Like, how was I going to do that? That was so annoying." And he also brought up the fact that he was hungry at the hospital and he wanted to be fed. And he also criticized the hospital for not giving him a good turkey sandwich. And he also criticized the hospital for making him wait too long. It's like, he was basically like, "Oh, I gotta go back and stream, my business is gonna fail." And he also claimed, "Oh, why couldn't they just have given her a pill? Next time they just give her a pill and she'll be fine." And it ended with him claiming, "Next time she has a panic attack, I'm not letting her go to the emergency room. They have to leave her on the curb."
Hey,
Such...
Oh.
Well.
Oh, sorry. Finish?
Van Daly, what'd you say?
I said, wow.
Yeah. Loving husband. Loving potential husband-to-be. Well, then shortly after the incident, she dumped him. Especially since he made all of it public.
Is that the same girl that he defended during the KH1 chat?
Yeah, the same girl he defended in the KH1 chat.
Schneck, I need to override you now because it's been 40 minutes now, and
I mean, well,
we're not even done with this topic apparently, and
I mean, I'm almost done.
All right.
So,
like, I'm not trying to be rude, but we need to move it along.
Yeah, but clearly Chris at least has somewhat decent qualities about him when you really delve deep into it. Phil, hell freaking no, from what I can tell. And ever since she dumped him, he's been on a big downward spiral. Like, in his videos, his reactions seem to be a bit more erratic and strange, like as though he's actually going mad about being in the house all by himself. And, of course, he still lies about everything. Like, for instance, he barely addresses Panda Lee by name anymore and tries to avoid mentioning her entirely. In fact, he even lied about how he was let go from Machinima during the same Friday the 13th live stream, when they were pointing out, oh, Machinima fired him. And then he's like, no, and then when he quit, and he was slandering the people, insulting him, he's like, oh, I told Machinima I wanted to leave. But, yeah. Ultimately, way I see it, Phil is far worse than Chris. Not saying I want him to fail. If he somehow did a 180 and admitted to all of his wrongdoings, that would be admirable. But at this rate, it's clear that's not going to happen. But, sorry to derail the podcast for so long, but clearly looks like Mario and Vandalia agree with me, I think.
And also, quit pissing on DSP. I kind of have a sarcastic feeling with that.
Yeah, I'll tell you one thing. DSP is funny to watch in the This Is How You Don't plays.
Oh, apparently Chloe disagrees with your on Phil. Everyone's told her in chat.
The This Is How You Don't plays are funny, exactly. All the comments of people.
But so the answer to who was worse is Phil?
The way in my opinion, but what are your opinions?
Vandalia, you could probably say yours.
Well, since like I said at the beginning of this episode, since all my information is from you, I guess I agree with you.
Okay.
Since I have no idea who either of these guys are, and I have no intention of watching either one of these. Probably, maybe. I don't know, I think I checked out Phil one time to tell me about him, but I didn't really care.
Let's see. For me, it's kind of hard. Chris can't exactly control himself very well. Phil seems to do it because he's voluntarily doing it. So, probably Phil.
Yeah.
You donate to him?
Oh, wow.
Okay.
Giving money to Phil so that he can spend it on statues and stuff. Okay. If you like Phil, that's fine. I'm not saying you have to hate him just because I don't agree with some of the stuff he does, but if you're a fan, I'm not stopping you. People have their different tastes, that's all.
Alright, well, now
let's go to the main subject.
Finally getting to the main damn topic. Holy hell. Okay. Skype?
Saying piss on Chris.
Okay, so Skype versus Discord versus Google Hangouts. Okay, anyone that likes Google Hangouts, please raise your hand right now.
I think it's serviceable, but I don't know if it's the best.
Okay, so I guess
I've used it several in the podcast several times, only because the people didn't have Skype. So
So, but who likes Google Hangouts? All three suck ass? Holy shit. Okay, so I guess no one likes Google Hangouts. Alright, well, that's out of the question. So Google Hangouts is the worst out of all of them. Well, I don't know about worst, but...
I know, we've had problems with Google Hangouts sometimes. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't work. At the time you couldn't join one time, or the link wouldn't work for you when we tried to send you the link.
Well, I mean, Google Hangouts, I would probably rate it third worst out of the three that we're talking about, because... I mean,
third worst,
wait a minute. Wait, I fucked up my sentence. Shit.
I hate Skype the least.
Damn it.
I hate Skype the least. Chloe, I agree. Discord fucking sucks.
Okay, that was awkward to me. Basically, Google Hangouts, I think, is not the worst. So... Well, I don't even know what I'm saying anymore, actually. What the fuck?
Ugh.
It's at least problematic, I'm just gonna say that. Because, while getting people in the call is a bit confusing, it doesn't have a lot of hiccups in terms of the actual performance. Yeah, it's only in browser, but... I mean...
Yeah.
It works.
Yeah, I think I like Hangout. I do like Hangout a little bit because it lets YouTube take the pressure off you. You don't have to go through OBS or XSplit the broadcast. YouTube's doing it for you. You just have to get people connected.
Yeah. Oh, that reminds me. Did Google Hangouts discontinue something? I remember something about something being discontinued, but I don't remember what it was.
It's the reason that, I forget, like a year ago, I think, is the reason why Snick switched from Google Hangout voice to Elgato voice.
Why did I make the switch? Well,
yeah,
because it was
why.
easier to it's because it was easier to sync the audio.
Yeah, but also, I think at the time, there's rumors where they were talking about how they were changing the live streaming of it. Or something like that.
Yeah.
Even though technically you can still live stream on it, it's just different now than it was before. Well, I think they took out Google Hangout Direct. You have to go through YouTube to use Google Hangouts now. You can still use it. You can't, it's not a separate Google Plus thing anymore. Before it was a Google Plus thing, and you go through the Google website. Now you go through YouTube itself. I think this was changed.
I mean, yeah, I just mainly think Google Hangouts is the least problematic because, yeah, like I said and like Chloe said in chat, getting people in the call is kind of fucking retarded, but other than that, the functionality works pretty well, actually. I don't recall any problems I've had specifically with it. And plus, I don't think it can crash like a program, so there's that. So yeah, it just kind of works. I'm not saying it's... And when I say the least problematic, I'm not saying it's the best one out of the three. I'm just saying that it works probably the best.
Oh, well, I know it's on this list, but there's also FaceTime because that's more of a one-on-one thing. You can't FaceTime like multiple people.
FaceTime is only available with Apple devices, so we're not counting that.
That too, but it's also only one-on-one, as far as I know.
Discord is too memey.
I guess we're talking about Discord now.
Well, the only thing I can think of that's memey is the quotes that happen when you launch Discord. That's the only thing I can think of. Other than that, I don't really see anything too, quote, memey about it. Well, I mean, if we're talking Discord right now, then basically, Discord, there's problems with Discord, and there's good things with Discord. For a long time, Discord had it so then you could only have voice chat, but they recently added the ability to have video chat with screen sharing. They say it's only for, quote, 10% of people, but they're going to have it for, quote, everyone in, I think, next month.
I guess we're the 10% because me and you could video. We did an experiment last week. Me and you could video chat. I guess we're the 10. I guess we're the 10%.
Yeah. The one thing I like about it is how when you go to friend someone, there's no duplicates that you can mistake with because, well, you have to have the name and the number at the same time. So if you're trying to get someone specific, then when they give you that information, you should only get that person, nobody else, because it's unique. But there's a problem with this, though. The one problem I have with this is pretty much if you're trying to ban someone, you have to have a direct message thing or the name and number of the user. If you do not have those, or if you do not have that specific information, then banning that person is impossible. It's just not gonna happen no matter what. That's the one problem with that, and that's a huge flaw in my opinion. So, it's a win-lose situation if you have a bully, like I did.
Yeah, I know Snick in my Discord either. The problem with Discord.
Yeah, I tried using it in my Toy Story Let's Play videos, the first two anyway, and when Mario tried adding Hawk to the call, Discord froze entirely for me.
Wait, Chloe, you're saying it doesn't have video chat at all? Oh, really?
And you know what? She is kind of right. You mentioned how Discord takes less computer processing power than Skype.
That's what they say.
Here's the thing. I'm about to look at my task manager. Right now, I see Skype running on one single process. Discord ran on 3 for almost double the amount of memory that Skype had.
Hold on 1 second.
That Skype is running on right now.
Hold on 1 second. Window capture. Okay, Vandelia, I am going to call you on my Discord, okay?
Alright.
Alright, let me call you right now. Browser not supported. Excuse me? Oh, browser not supported. Wait. Video and screen share are not supported in this browser. Oh, that's another flaw actually, because Google Hangouts actually lets you do this. Alright, well, I'll play by the rules then, because I do have the program version, so let me open that up right now. But there's a flaw right there. You can't use it on browser. Even though I thought you could. Oh, shit. Oh, damn it. Oh, fucking... Get that cropped out. Okay, there. Yeah, sorry for the awkward way. I'm waiting for the thing to open here. Nice Flintstones. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, I could have just used window capture for the fucking program. I'm stupid. Whatever. Okay, so right now we're seeing gray because it's currently launching. Alright, and it should be launched. Okay, I'm gonna call you on video again, alright?
Okay. Hello.
Alright, turn on webcam. Now, it's really dark right now, but let's see here. You can see video. Vandelia, can you see my video?
It's loading on my side still.
Okay.
I can see it on the podcast, but let's see.
If you're wondering what that is right there, that's my clock. It's just not the full thing. You can see the numbers. It currently says 8:02. Oh, and here we have Vandalia. And this is video chat right here on Discord. Only on program version apparently. So there you go, it has video chat. Quit Discord. Vandalia, you appear to be muted for some reason. Wait a minute, let me check my audio settings.
The stream is way laggier. Uh-oh.
Probably because
I am noticing Vandalia's stuttering quite a bit.
It's probably because I turn on my webcam and or the fact that I have Discord and Skype open at the same time while I'm streaming. So, Is it good now, though, that I closed it?
Mario, let me whisper to you a little secret. Discord can suck my ass.
I had Discord and Skype open at the same time with a webcam on.
Why would you do that?
To prove that Discord does have video capabilities, even if it's in a program version only. Or wait a minute, browser not supposed. Oh, I think I just realized what I was reading. Yeah, well, maybe I think you can do it in Google Chrome, but the point is that Discord has video capabilities. That was what I was trying to prove. Whether it's good or bad is irrelevant for what I was doing.
And finally, there's Skype. I think Skype is of all three. Skype's the oldest one, isn't it?
Probably. Yeah, I think it is.
The longest.
Yeah, I think it is. It has never let me have video ever. You'll have video on it in next month then. Because if you read their update thing, they say it's only for 10% of people. And so you may or may not have it until next month. So, there you go.
Why would they only give it the 10%? That's fucking stupid.
Because they're testing it right now.
Beta testing, probably.
Yeah.
No wonder it sucks then.
They're releasing it next month, Schnick. Oh my god. It's like... Does anyone understand what I'm trying to say?
And when I installed it, it was like a fucking computer virus constantly saying, oh, you never installed Discord. Install Discord. Oh, and install a virus with it? No, thank you.
With it? There was no virus with it. What the fuck?
Oh, there definitely was a virus. It was telling me to install Discord again after I installed it. It must have been a virus that sneaked on. It was saying, oh, are you sure you installed Discord? Gotta install it.
That's weird that it would be a virus, yet your antivirus doesn't tell you anything.
Not every virus is able to be detected by a antivirus scanner.
If that were the case... If that were the case, then whoever has your antivirus must not be doing their jobs very well, because Discord's been out for at least a year. So if Discord was seriously a virus, one, people would be talking about it majorly, and two, they would have fucking put it in an update for their antivirus software, and it would have detected it easily. So it can't just be a virus that simply. It's just no way.
Let me ask you another thing. There is a fan-made indie game called I Wanna Be the Guy, which has gotten a lot of infamy for how ridiculously hard it is. When I tried installing the game and trying it out for myself, less than a week later, my computer got a virus when I was not browsing the internet or anything.
Really?
And I found out that I Want to Be the Guy. I can't confirm it, but it looks like it was probably the cause. And thing is, an internet game that is widely discussed and played through on the internet, nobody ever complained about it.
Where did you download it?
from the official website.
Did the installer
There's
ask,
something called drive-by downloads where people go on the server and put a virus temporarily.
Oh, so it's not the creator's fault then?
It's not the creator's fault, but the creator still had loopholes in their website that allowed the virus people to do it.
Yeah, did they fix it?
Sure, they can fix it, but then they don't know. Then somehow they can break through.
But the point you're making, though, is that there was a virus secretly added onto it by some third person, not the creators. So it was made into a virus. The program itself originally was not a virus.
I think Chloe's onto something. She says that Discord's a virus.
So what are the pro and cons of Skype?
It pretty much does the same thing as pretty much Google Hangouts, except it's not as retarded to get people on. And I mean, pretty much Skype does a lot of similar things to Google Hangouts. Though there is a way to actually customize the ringtone whenever someone calls you, but there's a catch. It's specific as hell. You can only have it for a certain amount of time, and I think it has to be a certain file type that's not common, if I'm correct. And on top of that, I actually took advantage of that, and guess what? Somehow, Skype decided it wanted to reset the setting, and it went back to default. So you know what I did? I turned it back to what I had. Next thing I know, Skype turns it back to what the default is again. And it kept doing that, and so I had no choice but to just say fuck it and use the default, because it kept changing it back. It was retarded.
For screen sharing, I think Skype has better screen sharing than Google Hangouts does. Because at least now, Skype, you can share sound now. I think I figured out how to share sound on Google Hangouts on screen sharing.
Oh yeah. Also, a problem with Skype is earlier in the stream, Brandon had a lot of background noise going on. So when I asked him to mute his mic, he said that it was fine because Schnick wasn't cutting out whenever he was talking, yet on my end, he was. That's weird. That never happened whenever Google Hangouts or Discord was being used. So why is it that Skype uses that feature? That's really retarded. And, as far as I'm aware of, you can't even turn it off. So it's built into the software, unable to be changed. So if there's a lot of background noise going on, then whoever else is talking is going to be overridden by the loudest person in the call. Guaranteed. Discord and Google Hangouts does not do that.
What's your opinion, Snick? Do you think Skype has audio issues?
Sometimes it can, but I think Google Hangouts, I noticed that sometimes my voice would get all buggy. Like, I remember one time I was mentioning a fight in KH or something. I was like, oh, all this just because we had to get into a fight. Not that kind of stuff didn't really happen in Skype. But I noticed that Skype had random cutting out issues, mostly on like the podcast, though.
Yeah, because I think that was more when it was. I think that was more happening when it was still on my, when I was still streaming it on my end instead of Mario. I think. And has it happened since Mario took over, or just when I was doing it?
My chat window was not really behind at all. I don't know what you're talking about.
There it goes.
What do you mean there it goes? It was fine.
As soon as he said that, her message popped up.
Yeah, whatever. So.
But yeah, I think the only problem we had Google Hangout is when we forgot to hit the record button. like the episode coming up on your channel soon, where we forgot to hit record. We streamed for like 20 minutes, 2 hours. Like, whoops.
Oh yeah, for KH.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Up to his channel.
Oh yeah, and also going back to Skype too, it's not showing your texts. Oh, what the hell? Let me see this. Yeah, it is. It's showing it on stream. I have no idea what you're talking about. See, look, I'll do this. Going up, going down. Up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. See? It works. I don't know what your point is, or problem is. Another thing about Skype, though, is that there's some other hiccups that it has. I've had moments where Skype either would not let me answer a call because when I would press the button to either answer through using video or using voice, it would not work at all. It would not let me answer. There was also other points where I couldn't even leave. And there was one fucking occasion where the video button was not an option for some odd reason. And I even have a fucking photographic proof to show that it actually happened. I need to find it in my big fucking list of pictures though, but I fucking have it. But my main problem, though, is that my main problem though is the fact that Skype cuts people out constantly. It's fucking retarded because if someone else is talking and there's a lot of background noise, oh, sorry, you're not going to hear the person that's talking. We're going to prioritize the person that has the most background audio. I mean, that doesn't make any sense. Discord or Google Hangouts does not do that. So why is it only Skype that has that problem? Like, seriously.
Yeah, I think the problem I have with Skype sometimes is when I'm in a call and if somebody tries to call me too, or try to answer the other call, you're hanging up the first call or the whole thing, you know, you can't. It's weird. It's trying two people to call you at one time. I don't know the problem. I don't know that's the issues in Discord. I haven't used it. I haven't used it that often, or hardly at all. But or Google Hangouts.
Look at this. Look at this. The photographic evidence of no webcam option at all. That's the one fucking time that Skype just did not give a shit. Oh, you want webcam? No, fuck you. But yeah, why is it only, literally, why is it only Skype that cuts people out? Why is it only that? Not to mention also that with Discord, at least you can fucking, you know, lower or raise each person's volume, so then if someone has too loud background noise, at least you can lower their volume and still hear the other person. At least fucking Discord and Google Hangouts don't cut people out. That's my main problem. I've also had...
Oh, Google Hangouts would glitch my audio, so that's basically like cutting out.
I've also had crashes on my Skype.
When I joined that fucking call that you and Hawk had when Discord froze up on me, Hawk's audio wasn't in. Talk about Skype cutting people out briefly, Google Hangouts making people glitch briefly, Discord making you not hear people at all.
First off,
and it's
that's with your...
And in the words of Vandalia from the shitty RPG, and it's supposed to be better than the other one?
First off, that was a video recording problem. I could hear Hawk just fine. You could hear Hawk just fine.
No, that wasn't a video recording, because if I could not have heard Hawk, that means it was Discord and not fucking Elgato.
Okay. Then fair enough.
If it was fucking Elgato, I wouldn't have heard anything.
Okay. But guess what though? When Skype cuts people off, it's basically to the point where they're not even talking either.
But only briefly.
No, it's not briefly. It can actually... it can go for a long amount of time.
5 seconds. That's as long as it's ever been for me.
Not for me. Not for me. It's never been at least... No, it's never been as minimum 5 seconds only. Or, no, maximum. Seriously, if someone was loud enough for a long period of time, their audio would seriously be prioritized. Not just for 5 seconds.
Spider-Man.
And also, how come is it that tons of people have reported that Discord has never crashed for them, yet it's only you and Brandon that crashes for you two? Because nobody else I know says that their Discord crashes, not even Jacob. Jacob has told me that it never crashed.
Fuck, I should have chose my fucking AI partner. Psycho Dad, Psycho Dad, Psycho Dad.
I think in terms of audio, that Discord is better than Skype because at least it doesn't cut fucking people out at all, unless it's a glitch. Skype does it because it's a feature.
Skype.
No, Skype does it because it's a feature. Discord did it because it was a glitch.
Did they intend to include cutting out in Skype? I don't think so.
Well, then why does it fucking happen all the time?
Obviously due to glitches, just like how it does on Discord, see?
Oh, well then if that's the case, then Skype has been buggy as hell, and they don't fix it.
Sometimes it depends on our fucking internet, too.
But generally speaking, it does it as a feature, and if it's a glitch, then whoever fucking owns Skype, because I don't remember, doesn't fix it at all. How many times did someone's audio get completely cut off on Discord for you? How many times?
Let's see, let's see. Let's see.
Yes, Schnick, we have the chat on the stream too. You don't need to pull your phone up. How many times has it done it for you, Schnick, where Discord completely cut out someone?
It did it with Hawk once, but for a very fucking long time. And then Skype, when it cuts people out, is normally for a few seconds, and it happens very, very, very rarely. I don't even remember
bullshit! It happens. No, bullshit! It happens very rarely at all. That is a lie.
I'll tell you one thing. It barely happened with me when I use Skype with my Elgato.
It happens. Nope. It happens often, Schnick. I don't know about you, but for me, it is fucking often. I'm not even joking. Hell, even if I'm loud enough, it still cuts other people out for me. So, like, seriously, I fucking had it where I was playing a game while we were in a call. I pointed my laptop towards the TV, and because my mic was built in, the mic was pointing towards the TV as well as the webcam, and I was apparently loud enough to where, for some fucking reason, Skype would cut you two out, or whoever else was in the call. And my only option was to either mute my mic or mute the TV. It was fucking bullshit. Why is it that when I am the loud enough person, I can't hear anyone else? Even if I'm not talking, it's just the fucking TV. That makes no fucking sense. Discord and Google Hangouts have never ever done that before. That is ridiculous. Like, seriously, it just does not make sense why, if I'm loud enough, then everyone else gets cut out for me. And
maybe Skype just doesn't like you, see?
Oh yeah? Well, Discord doesn't like you, or Brandon, or Chloe, see?
Ha ha ha! See, now we're reaching a conclusion.
And what's this conclusion? Let me guess. You're gonna say that Skype is better than Discord, and I would say the other way around.
I'm gonna say that the best video chatting service is whichever one fucking likes you.
So, Snick, in your opinion, who gets the gold, silver, and bronze?
Gold, silver, or bronze? Which ones? To me, Skype, despite its flaws, gets the gold. Google Hangouts gets the silver, and Discord gets the brown stain on the mattress.
What about you, Mario?
Skype is third because it has too many problems where it has crashed, it has bugged, and it constantly cuts people out as a feature. You can't turn it off, and when they have the option to be able to customize your ringtone, they have it so specific that I literally had to go in my editor that I use. I had to go into Premiere and edit my fucking audio myself just so that it met the requirements. And I think if Skype uses a specific audio format that's not common, then I think I had to also convert that as well. So I had to go through all that work just to have my own custom ringtone, only for Skype, to constantly change it back to default, and every other time I would put it back, it would put it back as default. So I had to give up. So them having a feature in their settings doesn't even work at all because it keeps resetting. So it doesn't even fucking save. So what's the point of having it?
So you hate Skype just because of a ringtone?
No. Schnick, seriously? I just said other reasons.
You went on a pretty long rant about how you couldn't change your ringtone in Skype. Oh my god.
Because their features are bullshit. Their feature of cutting out people is bullshit because it happens all the time.
It's not a fucking feature. Oh my god.
Okay, so then if it's a glitch, then they can't fucking fix it apparently. And I mean, that just doesn't make sense why it would be a glitch if it happens so fucking often. Even to the point where if I'm loud enough, everyone gets cut out for me. Makes no fucking sense. Google Chrome is second because it works, but it's basically dead. They took out, like, a big feature that they had, which is being able to stream through Google Hangouts in the first place. And I only put it a second. And I only put it a second because it's functional. But the way you put up people on is kind of stupid, but it works better than Skype. And Discord is personally first because it's pretty much the most it's the most used one currently, and it actually fucking works. But I still have my gripe with it in being able to ban people if you don't, or not being able to ban people if you do not have specific information. But at least knowing that you're going to add someone specific when you look them up once you have the information.
Mario, I just need to say this only once. You crossed the line. I feel triggered. I feel like Chris Chan right now. Chris Chan on Chris Chan.
You can't change it on Discord, but you can't change it on Google Hangouts. The only one is Skype, but they might as well not have it if it keeps fucking setting it to default. You know what I mean? If it keeps setting it to default, it's as if it's not an option.
Oh, I think Mario's going into Phil mode right now because he thinks Discord can do no wrong.
What the fuck? Do you even understand what I'm saying? Like what? How are you missing my points?
Nothing, Double D.
Either you're trying to fuck with me, or you're ignoring my points.
So I am no better, damn it.
So that's why I think Skype third, Google Hangout second, Discord 1.
Hiring for Skype and shit pile for Discord.
But guess what? I'm still having to use Skype mostly. Why? Because nobody else wants to fucking change to Discord, and supposedly Schnick, Brandon, and Chloe are having problems with Discord, which I don't understand how. Because it never fucking crashed for me. Ever.
Ever!
So, that's what I think. Vandalia, what do you think?
I see. I don't know much about Discord yet. I haven't used it that often, making judgments. But I guess I like Skype better than I like Hangouts. for the most part.
So, I guess the conclusion is that none of them are good. Because they all have some kind of problem that make it so fucking annoying. So, choose your poison, I guess.
Alright.
At least that's what I take out of this. Because I'm only saying that Discord is my personal favorite, and I'm not saying I could care less for Skype, but
Oh,
there's
you
a bunch
could
of gripes
care
with
less
it.
for Skype, which means
Whatever the fucking line is, Schnick, Jesus Christ.
I'm not telling you what the actual line is. You need to figure that out
Couldn't
yourself.
care less. Is that the correct term?
What?
Couldn't care less? Mr. English teacher?
Maybe.
Mr. English teacher?
I am an English teacher right now, yeah.
No, you're a fucking Microsoft Word goddamn teacher. That's what you are.
I'm Clippy the paperclip right now.
Jesus.
I'm so annoying that you're gonna want to ban me in a few minutes.
Well, with that, just, I guess, use the voice chat you like better, video chat you like better, and I guess if Discord ever fixes its bugs, we'll see if it's better then.
Brandon, no, couldn't care less does not mean you care. It's what I said by accident. Bonzi Buddy is better than fucking Discord. You fucking troll.
Guess we'll see you next. Guess we'll see you next week as we cover new topics and these guys rant some more. Until then, enjoy the randomness. See ya.
Bye bye. Layers!